Okay, we're back for more Shacknews Awards. And the next category is sports game, because our staff plays sports games.
We're the Dan Cortez of video game sites.
There's a flash from the past.
Yeah, it's like, okay. So not Madden.
Nope. Not 2K.
Not FIFA.
Not FIFA, no.
Not NBA.
No repeat for NHL.
Not yeah, no NHL. MLB The Show's fine, and
MLB The Show. I wouldn't be mad if MLB The Show got it.
MLB The Show. This was a big year for them because they released it on Xbox, right, and PC.
Yeah.
Is it on Switch also?
No PC, no Switch, but probably next year maybe.
Next year for those two, but they did release it on Xbox this year.
They did.
That's
Sony's MLB The Show.
That's nice.
It was not only on Xbox, but it's on Game Pass.
I was gonna say, Game Pass.
Day one on Game Pass.
That's
weird. You load the game up and it's like PlayStation Studios, and you're playing that shit on Game Pass. Yeah, that was pretty wild.
Weird. It's very weird. It's weirder that I didn't even download it, considering I am a Game Pass subscriber. But I guess because it's not on Game Pass Ultimate, right?
No, it is.
Ultimate has everything.
But Game Pass Ultimate is PC.
Well, yeah, it wasn't on PC.
That's my point. I don't actually have an Xbox Series, whatever.
They have. You can get like Game Pass just for PC. I mean,
yes.
I don't know. It's probably a handful of people that do it, but either way, I'm nominating Knockout City. I'll just put that one out there. I think that was a really fun sports game this year.
Dodgeball game.
Yeah, this is the era more for like unconventional sports games, because we're getting like weird outside the box stuff like Knockout City, and God, that stuff's so much fun. Like
I honestly think that's good that we've expanded the category to include these games, because God, the traditional sports games are just being cranked out every year. They're basically roster patches a lot of the time. Even though we're in this moment where we've shifted from previous gen to current gen with a lot of these games, some of these engines haven't done that yet. I don't think Madden, for instance, is like that much different than the Xbox One or PS4 version of Madden. FIFA's looking a little bit better. But yeah, like there hasn't been that like holy crap outside of 2K. 2K on Xbox Series X and PS5 is a new experience, but for some reason the PC version isn't.
That's so janky to me.
I don't understand that.
The NHL franchise, every time there's a new console, they literally strip the game down and then rebuild it back up over the life cycle of the console, only to strip it down. It's like, it's bad the first year that it comes out on a new console. And I don't know, like I haven't played MLB a lot or much Madden, so I don't know if it's the same. But it sometimes feels like with new consoles, your expectations are like, what can we do? And you're like, this isn't good. Like,
it seems like Madden, I play for a week every year just to see how the Browns are, and then everything I hate about Madden comes to fruition again, and then I just leave.
No, Madden straight up like carries over bugs like through the years. It's bad. It's not good.
Yeah, they like, and it's like they're actively trying to anger the PC players. Like they're like the way they treat us. So yeah, No traditional games here. I think Knockout City's a great nomination, though.
That game is so fun. Like, I know it lost all that steam, but that game is so fun.
Mm-hmm. No, it's really fun. You know, I love that like pregame lobby where you can just fight with your friends.
Yeah,
it's a good practice thing. Like, I know this is a different category or whatever, but like, I love the introduction of like good pre-match things. Like Back 4 Blood has that shooting range that's fun. I think shooting ranges in games is a good thing, but yeah, Knockout City has this like, I can have fun just screwing around with my friends in the pregame lobby, and that's just not true of a lot of games this year. And yeah,
a good
gameplay is fun too.
A good hardball pregame lobby goes a long way.
Yeah,
I'm really glad Knockout City is eligible. I was actually curious if it was going to be.
We're pretty relaxed with this, like. Sports can be
a sport.
You know, Rocket League is a sports game. Yeah, Rocket League is a sport, you know, and that's not a real sport. That's cars hitting giant soccer balls. with rockets attached.
But we can't nominate Rocket League because it's been out.
No, Rocket League's been out for a while. You can nominate Sideswipe if you want, but that game's ass.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm nominating.
Really?
I'm agreeing with Knockout City. It's great. I mean, it's so much fun. There's that initial layer of strategy, and then you can get deeper and deeper, and you can just amplify your skills the more you practice. Working with a good team is super fun. They've had some really fun like seasonal offerings, done some creative stuff along those lines as well. The levels are all really unique and interesting, which I think is a great plus for it. Yeah, it's just, and yeah, I don't know. It's enjoyable. It's enjoyable. Dodgeball games, I think, are usually a pretty big hit with me. No pun intended, but like, yeah, they did it really well, and I think it deserves some credit for offering up something new and interesting and enjoyable. That just, I think, takes elements from a lot of games that are popular right now. Like, I feel like I get some Ninjala vibes from it. I get some Fortnite vibes from it.
They went really hard after the Fortnite menu aesthetic.
Yeah,
like that game, they definitely borrowed a little bit from Fortnite's design, which Fortnite borrowed from other people, so it's not that big of a deal. But so other games, I'll get my nomination out there. I'm nominating Riders Republic for this. That game has a lot of different action sports available to you. You can ski, you can snowboard, mountain biking. I think mountain biking in that game is really fun. But yeah, I think that it is a racing game, but it's also kind of a sports game. There's the snow sports element. Like, I don't know, Donovan, if you got to that one area that's like a real, it almost felt like a Tony Hawk kind of level. Where you can grind. The grinding mechanic on the snowboard is awesome in that game. Like, I don't know. The
trick system's good. I like the trick system. Yeah, I thought that was fun. I know we played that area together where you're on the snowboard and there's a bunch of half pipes and you can set up a bunch of tricks, and that was really cool. But once again, that's like we were talking about before. It's all the stuff that isn't racing that's fun about it. And I think if you're talking about like the sport aspect of it, like, to me, like, there's just those flaws with the collision systems, the rewind system, instead of just a reset button, that take away from the competitiveness of it. And I think like that's what, like, to me, is at the core of a sports. If you're gonna talk about sports or have a competitive edge to it, you're going up against AI or other players, like, for a shot at being number one.
Yeah, if you want to argue that the only sport in Riders Republic is racing, that's fair. But I think it's the fact that you can experience that game and have emergent gameplay experiences that are sports related. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's like dogging Tony Hawk because of the free skate option. And like, I honestly think free skating with friends is like some of the most fun I've had in that game. And that I consider that a sports title as well. So I think like it's not that fair. We already gave it a ding for its racing component in the racing category, but it is a sports game. Like there's Knockout City has one sport in it. Riders Republic has like 6. So I'm not saying that alone is how you should judge these things. I'm just saying, like, there is a huge sports element to Riders Republic. I never thought I would be defending this game this much. That's crazy.
Dude, you know what else is crazy? It's an Ubisoft game versus an Ubisoft game.
No, EA.
EA?
Knockout City's EA.
Yeah, EA is Knockout City.
Velan Studios.
I thought it was Ubisoft.
Thankfully, Blake, your point is still kind of valid.
It's still pretty crazy that it's Ubisoft versus EA here.
Yeah.
Well, it's besides the point, but isn't Ubisoft doing like a roller skating game or something, or is that somebody else?
That was the Roller Champions.
Roller Champions.
I don't think it ever came out officially.
No, it's been delayed into Infinity for now.
But nobody else as disappointed as me that you can't play dodgeball in Knockout City.
What do you mean?
Like, it's not like a traditional
dodgeball.
Yeah. Okay. So that's where this is actually a tough category for me this year because there was a couple indie games that like stepped out of the woodwork and really like became two of my most played games this year. Legend Bowl had its 1.0 this year. And you want to talk about competitive? That game is the loudest and most angriest I've ever gotten on an indie delicious.
I remember that.
That was good. That was really good.
I love that game. It's like the perfect blend of Tecmo Bowl and NFL Blitz. You can make the teams from scratch, including like changing their names, putting new players in there, changing your coach, and like changing the banner, and like it's got a full on like season mode. It's got a tournament mode. You can do online couch co-op with it through Steam system. And dang, like the only knock I have against that game is that I'm not like the running game is amazing in that game, but the passing game is a little weird to me because you like tap the button to do like a floater throw, but you hold it and let a meter build up to do like a bullet. And that always messes with me. But other than that, the game is amazing and I love it. And like that filled the gap in football games for me this year.
Yeah, there's a game that I would love to nominate for this, but we didn't nominate it last year when it came out. And it's a mobile game of all things, but I've been playing Retro Bowl like all year long. And it's one of my favorite mobile games of all time. I've played, I think, something like 18 or 19 seasons on it. It has a better franchise mode than Madden, and it's a free mobile game. But yeah, I did enjoy watching Legend Bowl. That honestly reminds me more of the SNES Genesis era of Madden than it does a Tecmo Bowl game.
Yeah, I can see that.
Just the way that it's vertical and
the presentation though is just top notch. I love the way the screen shakes when you hit somebody really hard in that game.
I do like that they took that old sim style from the 16-bit era and they made it arcadey. I do like that. I think that's huge.
And then the other one I want to bring up is Dodgeball Academia. You want a game that like is straight up dodgeball. That game is if Golf Story and Super Dodgeball from back in the day made love and had an indie game baby. It is really good. I like the art style is like Paper Mario style 2D character sprites on like a 3D plane. The story is fun, the characters are quirky, and like you earn characters as you go that you can actually use in competitive multiplayer. So like those games have been awesome, but like as far as the one that I think brought me the most joy and the one I've gone back to, I think I'm going to give my nomination to Legend Bowl.
I do love that Dodgeball Academia and Knockout City are both basically dodgeball games, but they're different kind of dodgeball games. They're very distinct from one another. Like one's not a knockoff of the other, and I really appreciate that.
Dodgeball Academia, is it like the old school, like Super Dodgeball game?
Yeah. Every match is like that one where you have like up to 3 players per side, and once a player gets knocked out, they move to the outer boundary of the other player's side, and you can pass between them.
Yep.
Okay.
And you have super shots in the game.
Yeah. So it's like a throwback kind of. Then okay, that's cool. I like that.
Any other nominations?
I wanted to put a nomination out for. Sorry, Chris, will you say?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Just for Forza Horizon 5. Just I know it's eligible for a racing game, but the same kind of application for Riders Republic. Yeah, solid racing experience. Yeah, if you're a fan of racing games and the racing sport in general, solid win.
I feel like Riders Republic fits in this category more because it has things like skiing and has like more sporty elements as opposed to just a flat out racing game.
And there's like trick attacks, like it goes beyond just a racer, I think at times. But no, it's a fair nomination. Some outlets combine racing and sports into one award every year. I think that's unfair because a lot of the time a sports game ends up winning the sports category. So we always split it up into racing and sports, but it's not against the rules. to nominate a racer for this category.
So what Tip had to, yeah.
Yeah. Chris, did you have a nomination?
Yeah, the one I wanted to bring up was Retromania Wrestling. It was from way early this year. It's an indie deal that is kind of made to mimic WWF WrestleFest, the coin-operated wrestling game from when we were kids.
Right down to the graphic style, right, Chris?
Yeah. It's everything looks and moves just like you'd expect, although now the licensed fighters it's got are kind of a mix of New Japan, independent guys, NWA guys like Nick Aldis. It's got Tommy Dreamer, a few others, and Colt Cabana does the commentary on it. It doesn't have a... My bad.
Oh, no, go ahead.
To say it doesn't have a full-blown like creative character system and stuff like the more expensive wrestling games, but it just kind of nails the core gameplay, and I love all the backgrounds for classic like NWA TV, the newer NWA TV, and it's just kind of simple fun. It doesn't have online play, which is kind of a boner, but it does have full-blown local co-op, which is very cool and isn't overly pricey. So I figured I'd give it a shout out here.
I really wish that game had like online play, because that's really one of the only things holding it back.
You have to use the Steam Play Together thing is the only way I know of currently.
The only roster game in recent years that I've seen that for some reason features the Blue Meanie.
Yeah, I'm sure it's because he was probably cheaper than John Cena.
You're not wrong.
But you also get the Legion of Doom, so they were in the original WrestleFest. I think they are the only characters that were in the original and then also made this. But
this kind of slipped under our radar. It was released on April 1st, I guess.
It should have been back in February. But I could be wrong. I don't know what the console situation is.
Maybe it released on console later. But yeah, it's on PC, PlayStation 4, Switch, Xbox. Interesting. Kind of went under the radar this year.
We've had few years of really, really bad wrestling games, so I wanted to toss a little light here on the nicest one we've seen since Fire Pro World, I believe.
Yeah. It's I'm gonna have to pick this up. It's an indie studio, right?
That is correct. It's made by Retrosoft Studios. They are also self-published.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah, that definitely deserves a shout out. Hey, well, anyone else have any nominations, or are we ready to vote?
I'm ready to vote if you are.
Okay.
I think I'm ready.
We'll start with David.
Sorry. I was watching the Retromania trailer. I didn't realize the sound was on. Chris totally sold me on that. I've been dying for a good wrestling game for years. I'm hoping AEW's turns out well, but that's a year or two away. So I'll go with Retromania.
Okay. Danny.
Yeah, it's kind of close. Like, I kind of agree. Enjoy Knockout City a lot. I'm gonna give it to Knockout City. I think it brought together a lot of the community, had a good time. So that's gonna be my choice.
Okay. So that's one for Knockout City, one for Retromania. Donovan, what you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Knockout City. I think that gameplay is just super well done. That game is better than it had any right to be at launch. So
I love it's not a parry mechanic, but that like the counter attack.
Spin?
Yeah.
Like when you, I was gonna mention like the rally, like when you throw the ball and they catch it and they whip it back and it's a speed boost and you start going like that's super exciting. Like more so than anything that happens in a game of Madden or 2K.
Actual dodgeball mechanics, like it's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really fun.
Agree.
Just getting people out, it's a very exciting
Greg,
game for the club.
Greg, Mr. Sports, Greg Burke over here.
It takes a lot for me to have to play a sports game. I usually don't enjoy them, but like to me, Knockout City doesn't feel like a sports game. It feels more like an arcade game, and I really like that. The fact that it is a sports game is able to disguise itself as a sports game. So that's my vote for Knockout City.
Cool. EJ, Dodgeball Academia?
No, I'm staying with Legend Bowl.
Legend Bowl. Sorry,
you had mentioned a lot of fun with that game this year.
I'm gonna have to pick that up now. That's 1.0. I need to play. Like I said, if I'm playing a football game right now, it's Retro Bowl on my phone. Ozzy, what you got?
Knockout City. That game took me by surprise this year. I absolutely love it. Like I never expected to see a game like this, and I'm happy to see it. I loved that on day one. I'm just like, I'm actually pretty good at this.
Yep. You get a crew together, and you're like, wow, this is actually fun.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, Bill, what you got?
You know what? I'm going Riders Republic. Kind of for the same reason that I didn't vote for racing, is that's the game that I'm now looking forward to, and it's definitely a sports game with that X Games vibe, I think. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was a pleasant surprise this year. I did not really expect to. I remember when I saw the trailer, I was skeptical, but I wanted to like it, and even when the game came out, I was still very skeptical of it. But yeah, it's definitely fun. Sam, what you got?
I'm gonna go for Knockout City. I'm not super into sports games, so when a sports game makes me go, "Ha, this is pretty cool. This is fun," it's a winner in my books.
Mm-hmm. Blake, what you got?
Oh man, Knockout City all the way. It just like it's not that I don't Riders Republic. I think I played for like 2 or 3 days before I bounced on it and like stopped playing with friends and stuff. Knockout City had a longer lifespan as far as like my personal gaming experience. And yeah, it's just fun. I don't know. It's super duper fun. You get a good team together. You get like shit flowing, and you're pulling off like crazy maneuvers. You're getting deeper into the strategies, and it's always intense. Those games are always cranked up to 11 constantly, and it's a blast. Yeah.
Okay. Chris, you're voting for Retromania?
I'll vote for Retromania.
Cool. My vote does not matter. Neither did Chris's. But I figured I'd let him give one more shout out to Retromania. That's another one. Like, these are indie games, Legend Bowl and Retromania, that I think might show up on my top 10 indie game of the year list. But yeah, I'll throw a garbage vote in for Riders Republic. But KO City, Knockout City has won. It is the Shacknews Best Sports Game of 2021. Congratulations to EA. I hope it continues to build upon itself. It's a game that could use more modes, in my opinion. Maybe different party size options. New levels would be welcome. But the core mechanics of that game are very solid.
They're promising new modes for season 4, so I'm looking forward to that.
And they're already in season 4. So this is a game, it seems like it's going to be an ongoing game. We're probably going to be talking about it for several years to come. So congratulations. I don't remember the name of the studio, but I think it's EA.
It's Velan Studios.
Velan Studios, that's right. Velan Studios, congratulations. Knockout City is the Shacknews Best Sports Game of 2021. It is decided.